It's still the dog days of summer. And on the Money Podcast, the only thing that we're going to be able to do, the only thing the Mega Powers are going to be able to do about it is turn the heat up to another notch. Tonight, live on the Money Podcast, coming to you from the epicenter of Nostalgia Mania at Casa de Money. It's hiding the comments, and I'm not sure why.
I'll get it. Hold on.
Boom. Oh, shit. I just expanded the screen right now while doing the introduction. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, all right. Nonetheless,
Boom, I got it right there.
It is the dog days of summer. On the Money Podcast has the gimmick fixed. There's a bunch of baseball going on right now, not to mention the Subway Series. You've got training camp news. You've got NBA news, as well as the major deal going down with the bidding war between Amazon and TNT for the rights to show NBA broadcast. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, we are your hosts here tonight, the Mega Powers of Podcasting. I am the current, never defending, and last Champions Dynasty League champion. Alongside me is none other than the former On the Money Sports champion, Oscar O. Money Muniz.
Ladies and gentlemen, today may be hump day, but it is not any other normal hump day. Ladies and gentlemen, the NFL is back. Training camp has opened. Time for players to report to their dormitories.
It's the phrase that all of our women hate to hear the most. The NFL is back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game next week already. The Hall of Fame game.
That's right. Forgot about that.
I believe it's the Chiefs.
Update us real quick here.
The Chiefs and another team, because the Chiefs have been in training camp already for a couple days now.
Yeah, it's Kadarius Toney got smacked today at training camp.
And almost started a brawl.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes was scrambling the other day and hit his rookie wide receiver deep.
What?
Deep.
The new
Worthy.
Yep. Worthy. Xavier Worthy. Rashee Rice 2.0.
Yep.
Hopefully he's just able to keep himself out of
trouble. It's here. We're going to be doing some conditioning tests tomorrow, some more conditioning tests Friday. By Saturday, practices are open for the majority of teams for fans to go in and watch and let the training camp battles begin.
What up, Paul? What up, Matt? First guys checking into the podcast tonight as we
Mets just hit a home run.
As Lindor smacks a 2-run bomb out of the park on Garrett Cole, and the Mets now take a 5-2 lead over the New York Yankees.
I thought y'all said Cole was back.
He was last week, but he actually does bad against the Mets for some reason statistically. Training camp ain't training camp anymore like it used to be, per Mr. AR.
Damn, have the New York fans turned on him already?
Are the Jets tired of Aaron Rodgers' shtick already? He hasn't even had a snap on the field yet when you think about it. Like, There was just him carrying the American flag last year. There's him this year with the notarized letter letting them know he wasn't going to be around for a couple of weeks and them not doing their due diligence as far as handling the situation properly. Are the Jets blowing their load right now and just absolutely squandering the perfect opportunity?
I thought the Jets were going to be a playoff team before this year entered. I have started to officially
Chris is tired of the
change
bullshit.
my tune.
Chris is checking in right now and keeping it real about his football team. He's not playing feelings ball. He's coming on here and he's talking about the fact that he's sick and tired of the same old shtick, the same old parody from the New York Football Jets. All the headlines and no production. He's getting tired of it. He's tired of missing the playoffs. You know, is this team going to be remembered as a better team than the Sanchez squad that went to back-to-back AFC championships? Like, what's the bar here? We talked about what the bar was last week, right? That's going to be the new phrase when we start talking about a lot of these football teams. Like, what is the bar for the New York Football Jets?
Whenever I drop the Sheamus Cesaro picture, that means the bar. So what is the bar?
Yeah, like what would it be?
Well, the Jets have to make the playoffs,
right? And then that's it. We're satisfied.
Jets going to shock the world with how good they do.
I don't think that just making the playoffs is going to stop the scrutiny that Aaron Rodgers gets on a year in, year out basis. Making the playoffs and getting bounced in the first round I don't think that's going to be enough to squelch the murmurs that are going to come from the public. Because you know what they're going to bring up. They're going to bring up, this, okay, we're already 2 years in. We understand the injury the first year. Now this year, first round exit, why are you missing 3 weeks? Where were you?
Mm-hmm.
Were you back in the cave?
I'm working a deal now on the that's why don't think I'm ignoring you fans or you.
In the gimmick right now.
I am working a deal right now. I have a surprise for podcast listeners coming, and I'm trying to solidify it.
I'm not going to spoil it just yet. Don't worry. But I'm right now I'm painting the picture for the New York Football Jets and what is to come and what the future headlines would become if this football team isn't capable of meeting the bar of expectation. Paul thinks that they're going to shock the world with how good they do. Now, shocking the world would potentially mean the New York Jets freaking winning the AFC East. Like winning the AFC East from Buffalo, right? Winning what? Winning a playoff game?
Somebody just signed a contract?
An AFC what?
An AFC news. I don't know if this was already broken already.
AFC title appearance.
Safety Julian Love agrees to a 3-year extension worth up to $36 million for Seattle.
Julian Love. That just happened right now.
Mm-hmm.
Some breaking news on the podcast.
He spent 4 seasons with the Giants, and then in the 2023 offseason went with the Hawks.
Alex reminding us of the score. 5-2 Mets right now.
Oh, Alex is awake?
He posted it in the forum. I was just when I passed it over to you, I was doing my due diligence, making sure that we were sharing across all pages so that everybody can kick back, relax, enjoy the podcast tonight, whether you're on the On the Money Sports page, whether you're in the On the Money Sports forum page, whether you're in the Nostalgic Universe page. What's going on, Chris? Jets going to win the division and shock everyone. Buffalo will make the wild card. I just want
everyone to know.
Book it, says Paul.
When we get to our tiers later
What's up, Eric?
I was only able to do my running back tiers, but Elon, as the great co-host he is, he's got the wide receiver the tiers. My AC went down in my house on Sunday, and I've been trying to get it up and running. My nephew, God bless him, he's been a lifesaver. He's done his best, and he's diagnosed the problem. I got the parts in. In the meantime, I got an air conditioner running in my living room.
Dog days of summer, bro.
Did what I had to do, but I got the parts. So I've been out of whack. I've been trying to work on this deal for the podcast, and it's been tough. And everything should be moving smoothly now. Again, thanks to my nephew for helping me out. But luckily, the basement, the lounge, the On the Money Sports man cave, your podcast home, the setting is still nice and cool.
Absolutely. Well, the heat rises, so we're in the basement, so it's still nice and chilly down here.
So that's what I've been working
on, bro. It's not hot down here right now.
It's not hot. If you were to
my shirt 4 years,
Chris, if you could come and sit down here right now, you'd be shocked.
And now I'm just coming from my house where we got 4 air conditioners blasting right now, so it's cool everywhere right now, except for outside. Outside is pretty muggy. But nonetheless, I had to come on here. I had to put the merch on. I got the Yankee hat on.
Listen, Eric, I promise you we're going to get it. We're going to get to it, Eric. I promise. That's another thing me and Elon are in the works of trying to create. You'll see our fall fashion soon.
The lineup's coming. It's starting with the On the Money Sports League.
The made-to-order fall fashion.
For those of you who don't know, in the On the Money Sports 2 quarterback league, the most prestigious fantasy football league of all, there's a new rule where last year's champion, the entire league for the following year's draft, has to wear the champion's favorite football team's colors.
At least in the photo. I get, because there's a lot of us down here during the summer where it's cool, but it's not as cool as it normally is with just 2 of us.
Last year, our man Danny, he won the league last year. Danny is an Eagles fan. So this year we will be donning the Eagles green for the 2024 On the Money Sports 2 quarterback league draft. The draft that we now go live for the first round in because it's must-see TV. You don't know what the hell is going to happen or what's going to go down in this first round, or when the wide receiver 1 is going to end up being chosen, because in this league, it's 2 QBs apiece. QB-friendly league with a ton of bonuses. That's right, we play with bonuses. We like to actually have fun when we do this stuff. That's why
I don't understand why nobody wants to.
They're afraid.
Why do you not want to evolve?
They're afraid. They don't want to expand. I was just talking about it with Noli right now in the East Coast Champions League. His idea was to expand the league to 12, and the guys were scared. So we're keeping it at 10 this year. But next year he said he's pushing it to 12, and I'm going to help push that agenda.
Well,
so me and him are going to be on the same
quarterback.
side. It's one quarterback, 2 flex league, and 12. It makes sense. We're running the same format.
Was someone trying to introduce a third in that?
Not sure about that. Not totally sure if that was actually something that was going down. I wasn't privy to those conversations. I didn't even know about the fact that the 12 got vetoed and the guys wanted to keep it at 10. I found out today about that, but it's just one of those things. Like, you've experienced it for a couple of years. There's certain leagues where certain changes are, shall we say, frowned upon. Certain ideas are brought up during the league meetings, and not everybody is as excited to
There's nothing
expand.
wrong with evolving, man.
Not at all. I'm all for it. I am all for it.
There's nothing wrong with evolving.
How sick pick started out with 12.
If you're in a 10-team league, it should
sounds like competition. Absolutely. I mean, we
And
run
I get
12
that.
in the basketball league.
The only way I agree with 10-team leagues anymore is if it's double quarterback.
Yeah. And then the problem is people are scared to do that too. 2 quarterbacks.
Because you can have a loaded team.
2 quarterbacks.
A 10-team league, you're just loaded with talent.
2 quarterbacks, but Fantasy Pros told me that I have to draft running back, wide receiver in order to have an A+ draft. 2 quarterbacks. There's no way. I'm winning all leagues this year. Bendito. Just make sure that you win one of the leagues that we're in together, okay? Do me a favor and do that, because that's ultimate bragging rights right there, bro. We have the commissioner of Sick Pick League.
Oh, Elon would have loved that league.
Mike B himself. I played in a league where you had to not only have a defense, but you had to pick 3 defensive players. Oh. 3 IDPs on top of a defense, and you started all of them? What the hell? Like, I'm learning. I'm appreciating the value of different formats across the board, because I'm in a few leagues. The formats are different. I totally, completely shit the bed in IDP for the 2 years that I did it. But 3 IDPs and a defense, that's next level. Oscar, you need to win Sick Picks in my honor. Yeah.
Say my name and I will appear. I believe in Oscar. Tokyo, Canada, America.
I don't remember that song. Where is that from? Where is that shit from? Where the hell is that song from? I do not remember.
TNA. Joe Hendry and I just made my own remix.
Yeah, the one you just showed me in the car. You were clapping your hands, and I was like, what is this dude doing right now? I do not remember that song, but it's because I first heard it 25 minutes ago. A guy from TNA. It was weirdest thing I ever did. Yeah, I would probably bomb. Yes, right? Didn't you announce your comeback? Mikey doesn't even know what's going on right now. Did you officially announce it?
I'm not announcing nothing yet. Just understand, Mikey.
The evil horde is coming back.
Do not fill the spot.
Evil horde is coming back. You can rest easy.
Do not fill the spot.
Rest easy, commish. Everything's gonna be all right. The old cavalry's back, bro. You lost hope. It's like when the NWO brought in Shawn Michaels. The old clique is still, the band is coming back together. 12-5. I'm looking for some sponsors. I can put the logo on the shirts. Let me know. DM me. Sponsors for the bowling team from Eric Lopez.
I know. You know what? I need to order patches. That way people can patch them onto their gear.
On the Money Sports patches?
Yeah.
That'll be pretty cool.
I'll rock
that shit on everything. I'll sneak them. I'll have to throw them on tables at work, just casually. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drop that there. But by the way,
this
we're on the Money Sports. We're on the Money Sports. Once you're done having your 2 for 28, let's talk some sports.
Hey, Mike.
It's just a 1-year hiatus for Chris.
You want a war?
He will be in Puerto Rico, feet in the sand, drinking rum out of a coconut. as we will be drafting for
Shutdown Tuesday. The Rockies hang 20 on the Red Sox.
The 5th. Oh, yeah, they smacked them around today. Brent Doyle is something else.
Yo,
bro.
Aaron Judge got 35 dingers?
Yes.
I don't even notice that. He's on my fantasy
They're
team.
either walking him, he's hitting a home run, or he's striking out. There's hardly any in between. Putting in the work in bowling. What's the team name, bro?
Oh, they just hit him.
They hit him? That's on purpose. I didn't want him to hit that ball. Look. Analytics hit him in the toe.
See what he said? My bad.
My bad. You're 7'4". My bad. Squash your brain like Great Khali did to Rey Mysterio. Mikey just woke up. It was an early day for him. I know he was putting in that work.
I know Noli was too.
You don't have to worry.
Noli showed off his Bane mask.
You don't have to worry because Oscar at the moment is going to be filling in that spot for Chris. Yeah, Mikey's in the pool league too. We got a lot going on, man. Got a lot going on. A lot of competition going on.
I told the guys
this used to be the slow period of the year, but no more. There's a lot happening outside of football, and now football's coming back.
I was messing around with Javi and Alex at work the other day, and I was like, yo, we should do an ace flag football game. Everybody's down except Alex, because the first thing out of Alex's mouth, dog, I could get hurt, and then how am I going to work? I'm not going to get paid if I'm not working. I'm like, oh my God, it's flag football. So then I was like, yo, on the money sports wiffle ball game.
That would be nice. Let's do it.
We got to find a big enough yard.
We need 18 people.
Yo, we need 18 people.
Everybody's hitting, all right?
And we're recording the whole game.
Yeah, let's run it, man. Do 5 innings.
On the money sports wiffle ball game, a 5-inning game.
I'll pitch. I'll play second and shortstop.
We'll do the mercy rule too. 10 runs and it's over.
I like playing the infield. And I'll bat either second or seventh. I don't know. I might be able to flip the order at the bottom of the lineup, or I might be able to get on base early, and then we need the power hitters to come in and do their thing. I'll bat second. You have Mikey batting third, and then you go from there.
You'll have little Jimmy striking out in a wiffle ball game.
Little Jimmy's leading off. Little Jimmy got to lead off. There's no way around it. Little Jimmy has to lead
swing and
off.
a miss, and he goes down on strike.
Don't forget the Rare Olympics to add to the sports stuff. South Sudan and the USA won by 1, survived by the skin of their teeth in the matchup. Chris says put him in right field. People run wiffle ball live on TikTok. They generate a lot of views, honestly. Mikey said he's cleanup. All right, so not third. You're batting fourth. So Chris could bat third. I'll bat second. We'll have little Jimmy lead off. I'll bat second. Chris, and then Mikey. That's stellar right there. That is a murderer's row. How are you going to pitch to all 4? There's no way.
Put me in right field where there's no action.
Just chilling out there,
Just sit there drinking a beer.
Just chilling. Just straight up chilling.
Yo, I remember this had to be 2005, 2006.
Is the pot still on YouTube, right? We're on YouTube right now? All right, just because Noli was asking.
It was 2005 or 2006. Jake was still working at Burger King. And remember Javi with the tattoos that had the ponytail?
Manager?
Yeah, him and his boys were playing softball out in Millville, and they invited us to go. We get there, bro. These guys got cases of beer. Javi's on first base with a beer in his hand and his glove. And I'm like, bro, if that ball comes, you better get the person out, bro. I'm not tolerating this shit.
What'd you expect, man?
All I know is I went 1 for 3 that day. I ain't even gonna
versus
stop.
Violent. Paul talking about the rivalries.
Yo,
look at that guy from Benchwarmers playing with the butterfly. Hey, that's not the movie where he's scared of the sun, is it? Is that the movie with the guy that's scared of the sun that he came out with the little plastic sword? Or
Christian Yelich, no.
But Christian Yelich on the IL. Bryce Bombers taking another hit. As it's been reported that Christian Yelich, one of the Bombers in the flesh, going to be sitting on the IL like a lot of our players. Okay, all right. Bad News Bears. Bad News Bears?
Bro, there's like more than 18 of us in the forum. All we got to do is figure out a day.
Yeah, we can definitely get a baseball game.
And we can't even do wiffle ball. We got to do a legit softball game. We'll find out how much it is to rent the field.
That'll be cool.
I want to be the announcer for the game. This game, Noli Callis. Paul, I was on your team both times Buna played.
Oh my God! I can't imagine when I go up to bat, the shit Noli will be talking as I'm trying to get. I'm gonna be trying to mentally prepare for my at bat, and this guy's gonna be talking the most shit on probably the Yankees. Oh man, I'm gonna.
Here comes this Aaron Judge wannabe.
I'm gonna have to wear the freaking headphones.
Slow pitch instead. Yo, we got interested people in this.
Let's do it, man.
Word.
I mean, we've been to the point where we've been like all of us together with all the leagues and all the podcasts. Like we've been talking sports together for years, bro, and all these group chats.
It is. I just we gotta make sure the Puerto Rican League isn't playing.
Oh yeah.
Because the Puerto Rican League will take that field in a heartbeat. Yeah, that
takes priority. They'll probably start a gang war, bro.
You know how many times they used to kick us out as kids?
Hey, yo, they take that shit is real, bro. We end up trying to go out there to play baseball. We end up having to have a turf war with the league that runs the field. Yeah. Noli Callis, but he would sound like Cam Mace. Can you imagine, bro? He's there. All right, we got guys that are down, bro. We can make this a reality. The first annual On the Money Sports slow pitch softball game. If you thought that the shit talking in the group chat was bad,
or Magnolia Park, let's rent a field at Magnolia Park in the barbecue area.
I'm down.
If that still exists.
It would be the ideal time period to do it, you know?
We do it early morning, like a 10 o'clock game before the sun comes up and starts beating us.
It's one of those bookings that if we can't get to it this year, it's something that we could plan ahead for and think about for next year and make it an event, you know, and even go live from there. Just go live, do a pregame for our own game. Sit there and
How you feeling today? I think I'm going to go 3 for 3.
Like, and just talk and then have like different people come up, have the player of the game come up after and cut a promo. Like, if we're going to do it, let's do it. Plenty of bats, plenty of balls, 7 bats and a bucket.
I got some upstairs too from my days.
I wish I had.
I don't know if my bat's any good.
I wish I had the bats that
I got gloves though.
Had before.
I still got my glove as a 13-year-old kid, and surprisingly, it still fits. So I don't have big hands, as you can see.
Nice.
But I'm a lefty.
The On the Money Sports parlay of the day.
You hit it?
Yeah.
Oh,
for anybody who was it was Flaherty and Waldron. For anybody who was paying attention to the first ever On the Money Sports podcast parlay of the day, that parlay just hit. It was a strikeouts parlay, a little simple 2-legger. I didn't want to go too crazy for the first one since we're trying out something new on podcast day. Jack Flaherty over 4.5 strikeouts and Matt Waldron over 3.5 strikeouts. They both hit 10 into 25. I also put the disclaimer out because I made that bet yesterday, and then today Vegas smartened up and set Flaherty's number at 5.5. So I did put the disclaimer out there, and I said Zach Eflin would be a good fill-in if you didn't want to take Flaherty's 5.5. And Eflin also hit his number. So all the pitcher strikeouts, all green beans, they all hit. Hopefully somebody tailed it, because if you did, you were able to make a couple of dollars off of that. And Eric is down for the slow pitch, as we are keeping tabs of everything going on in baseball right now. Yanks are still losing. We've got fantasy baseball, week 22, the playoffs start in Sandlot Baseball Association. We actually
wrote his name twice.
are on the eve of the trade deadline for the Sandlot Baseball Association. So, you know, moving forward after tomorrow, unless it's waiver wire, you got what you got, and you better hope that they're healthy enough for you to be able to
listen. Send me offers.
Spot. You listen, guys.
Dead ass. Send me offers. When I go on break at 12 o'clock, I'll take a look at it. I promise. If something looks good and I want to tweak it, we will have negotiations.
We usually
I will not be steadfast like I am in football. I am more open-minded.
We usually have a 2-day period for trades to go through, but since the deadline is tomorrow, what I can do is I can push the deadline a little bit further And any trades that go down, I will push the trade through if you guys can manage to find something to negotiate about. I just traded with Chris, Corbin Burns for Rafael Devers. Got myself another bat, hoping to go on this run in the next couple of weeks and be able to get some hitting done. Edgar's down for wiffle ball. Rob just checked in. He said send some this way. He said he needs some bats. I think I might try to work something out with Rose because I need myself another pitcher. I traded away one too many, I think. Home and away jerseys would be fire. If we could, I mean, that would actually be dope. Like some home and away on the money sports jerseys.
If we can't do jerseys, we can order 18 to 20 t-shirts. Well, everybody who's playing. We'll set this up so we get in a weeks in advance, and then we'll get t-shirts of different colors, like all like a blue and a red or whatever we can figure it so we can distinguish the two. And I'll put everybody's names on the back. We'll put this on the front. If it's a red shirt, I'll put the logo in all white lettering and the name in white lettering. If it's like a blue shirt, we can still do white lettering.
There you go. Father-in-law has an embroidery business. I can make jerseys at a competitive price. Nice. I like that. Look at that. We just put together the freaking league in thin air. It wasn't even part of the script for today.
We're about to create our own softball league.
That's what happens on the Money podcast, man. Things just happen.
Traveling softball team.
At the right time, things end up just happening.
Bro, what do you think my athleticism is? I'm like 370. Come on.
It's about playing and talking shit anyway.
Red versus green, so it go. You know what? Red with white lettering, green with black lettering.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah,
because those are the colors.
And I don't care. Just make sure your shorts match, or your sweats match.
Green, white, black, and then red. Sometimes gray, as you can see by the hoodie. But those are the official covers of On the Money Sports.
Edgar, you guys used to rent the field when you worked at the state school, right? If I'm not mistaken, because I remember meeting him up there afterwards. Like if I was off that day, I remember when I would be off on the days the state school, they would let me play. Yup, they would rent the field. All right, so that's what we got to do. I'll do my due diligence. I'll figure out how much the field is to rent, and we just have a good time together.
Love it.
And if a softball, 7 innings.
Let's get a couple
7-inning game.
Get a couple pinch
family,
runners.
Friends, family, it's all.
Get a couple pinch runners out
there.
Come
on, Paul. I know you're down.
Yeah. Paul's in now.
Paul's got to be in.
Paul's locked in each and every podcast. He's locked in the forum. He's constantly sharing on the forum. Like, he's one of the busiest members. So, you got to be there for that. Landis Park also does it.
We just got to find, On the Money Sports Sandlot game.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm going to start looking at the details. It's going to be tough probably to do it this year, though.
Yeah, we
this year might be tough.
We just came up with this out of thin air.
Yeah.
So if we have time to plan and strategize, we're going to be able to put that together. And it's going to be something to look forward to next year.
And you know what?
Days of summer and help us celebrate baseball.
We'll do one game a month. A game in June, game in July, a game in August.
We can't just show up and play. No, Mikey, that's what we used to do. We used to just show up places.
We're adults now.
And we used to take over the field.
I'll even look into an umpire.
Fall ball ain't bad, though. Hey, yeah, that's something that we could consider. Like, do some fall ball.
Yeah, it's too late to play now, but that would be dope. Yo,
we'll have more time.
That's what it is. I'm calling it out now. Next June, God willing, we're all on this planet still. The world hasn't gone to shit. We're gonna have whoever's on the team set for that first game will be on the teams in July and August. It's gonna be a 3-game thing, once a month. So it's best out of 3. We're gonna find out. Well, regardless, we're gonna play 3 games, and the same teams.
Word, I like that. So bring the sunflower seeds. Bring the Gatorade.
And by then,
bring the chewing gum.
By then, it gives me enough time to create everybody's T-shirts. That's going to be on the game.
Eric says he wants to be on the green team off the rip.
So 2020, I'm gonna put it here.
I might do
2025.
might do a live draft order to see what we
So
Live
that
draft
May everybody
Red
was
and
in the 2 captains.
Red and green. The 2 captains. Yeah, bring the icy hot, bring the lidocaine patches, bring a couple pinch runners. Just don't try to go crazy. Like, don't put yourself in a position where you're gonna miss work. Like, play the game, do a little bit of stretching leading into the game. You know what I mean? Jump in the batting cage for a little bit. It's good to be able to keep yourself, healthy and relatively fit at the same time too. Vote, yes, vote.
Damn it, SLO. The W doesn't work on this keyboard, and Elon's my witness.
Live draft where the captains select, or I don't know, whatever you guys want to do. We draw the names from the hat. I don't
know. Elon and Money, the captains. Kind of makes sense.
I already have an idea.
But the problem is,
my first pick, and it's very unconventional.
But the problem is, Mikey's also so deep.
Yeah.
In the process as well.
3 divisions, 3 captains.
I know who my first pick is.
Oh man,
bro, Chris, my W don't work on the keyboard. Ask Elon. I gotta go
Yeah, he's pressing it hard as hell right now, folks. Shit's just not working. It's faulty right now on him. Ain't nothing behind the little cube.
Yeah,
supporting it. But it's crazy because it's now you're seeing him do it live, but also a lot of his text messages are
terrible.
Because I don't know if he just in a rush.
Elon red jerseys with pinstripes.
No,
you can have.
No, I'll let the hat select my fate.
I'll have the red shirt.
I'll let so I'm on the green team. I'll be on the green team.
You'll be the green team.
All right.
I'll be red for Philly's red.
I can rock with that. I can rock with the green team.
I know who my first pick is.
I think he knows too. I think that's why
he just asked.
Yeah, I think he has a good idea. Too.
Look, Mikey even answered it for him.
That's funny, dude.
Yo, I'm gonna make Raymar play.
He just hit me up. I forgot to message him back. I suck with text messaging sometimes. I'll be on my phone all the time, but I'll be responding so late. I'm always just reading what's going on at the top.
I don't know who your first pick is.
I ain't saying it right now. Can't divulge that information just yet.
I will. My first pick my first pick, if he's on the board, is Edgar.
I still gotta play analytics ball, and I still gotta evaluate.
I ain't playing analytics. I come from an era where pitchers pitched 120 pitches a game. I came from an era where you woke up at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday and played baseball till 6, 7 o'clock at night.
Oh man!
And I was the pitcher the entire freaking day.
We gotta be. Oh, so you were pitching double headers?
Oh,
yeah.
I always got suckered into it because I was the lefty and they were all righties, so they saw the ball clear out of my arm. So I was the one pitching all the time. It was terrible. It was either me or
everybody was reading what you were throwing. You're getting smacked around.
Yeah. We started with softball, then we moved to the hardball.
There's no mound visits out there.
Because my mom, it was actually my mom and a good friend of ours, George. I called him Uncle Bum because he was practically an uncle to me. It was Seth and Alexis's uncle, and basically he was my uncle too. That's why we call each other cuz. And we used to get together, we would play ball, and then eventually my uncle stopped, playing. My mom actually hurt her back, so she stopped playing, but we kept going. And that's when Edgar was like, we're done this softball crap. We're hitting hard balls. I was like, oh, man. So that's what I did, and I was Jamie Moyer in that thing. Whew.
Yeah, I still have my gloves somewhere in the garage at the old house.
Yeah, bro.
My brothers do too.
During that time period, I remember during the summer we played baseball maybe 3 to 4 times a week. And it started at 10, 11 in the morning, and we wouldn't get done till 6, 7 o'clock at night.
For a lot of years too, we used a Boston Red Sox baseball because it was the motivation to just smack the shit out of it every chance I got. So for a couple years, we would be in the backyard and we're tossing the Boston Red Sox ball, and Yeah, I think that would be really, really cool. I'd go and I'd play the game with my old glove. Literally, like, you want to talk about nostalgia. I feel like if everybody was out there and we're all out there playing some baseball, bro, that is going to be such
They
a
just hit
fun
him with the
experience.
pitch violation.
Oh, I get him his base. Like, that'll be such a fun experience for everybody. And it'll tap into the nostalgia of just getting out there on the field and, just playing like we all did. You know what I mean? Before, like, I come from that same day as him, more or less, where it's like you actually spent time outside and you were playing outside, like games.
It was fun.
Either you're making games up or you're playing or some type of organized sport, like with your friends getting together and doing that. But
bro, we would play in the cold. Oh, when you got jammed, whoo, your hands would be just ringing.
Yeah.
I remember I'd get like little scabs right here from when I would twist from the jam. Oh. Ooh.
I jam my fingers more playing football outside.
We were the last era of normal kids. That's true.
We're the last era of kids that experienced that world prior to the internet and the computers taking over. Like, people spent more time inside once that came about. Like, we're that gap.
I would say
there. 90, that fine line.
If you were born like 96, 97, that's it. Because by the time you're 10, it's 2007 and technology's in full rage.
Like, it really was a different time period. Like, you come in and, like, I still would rock my game and everything. Like,
we're the generation with the best of both worlds. Yo, that's an excellent point.
Like, to be able to experience
we were the advent of the internet generation.
Like, to be able to experience that balance of both. Like, we saw the internet literally get started. Like, you remember,
just over his reach.
WCW, WWF, they'd have like the AOL, like AOL.com, like talking to the wrestler.
Yo.
Calling the hotline.
The AOL chat room. That was my first experience of social media.
You know what I mean? Like, calling the hotline was like
the hell was it? The Boogie Down Bronx chat room.
My biggest fear was a street light turning on because I knew my mom was getting ready to call me up, shower, and get ready for bed. Yeah. Especially if, like, you're playing in a game and you guys are, like, losing or you're winning and you got bragging rights. Like, you don't want to end it right there.
Hell no.
You don't want to be the first one to have to go inside. Like, right for the mountains. 90s was the greatest era of life, music, wrestling, Braves. Oh, it was.
I got gloves. I got like six. I got 4 or 5 gloves.
It was an awesome
I actually have
period.
2 gloves too if you're left-handed.
Drewski and I were talking earlier, talking about how his son wants to get his hands on some Game Boy Colors, and we went into a conversation about the Game Boy Black and White.
Get Cole out of here. It's happened, Oli. They just took him out.
Yeah, he just pulled his ass. He's got to go. He's having a rough one today out in the Bronx. Mets up right now, 6-2. But yeah, we were talking
best
about
team in baseball struggling right now.
We're talking about where to find like different games. The fact
my
that
sister had a Game Boy Color.
Yeah, it's just,
and
she showed me the price for it. It's like $80 there right now. And then for the black and white, they want 140. Whew. The old black and white Game Boy. I had one, a red one.
I had a Game Boy Advance. That shit was dope. It was a handheld Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
The next starts against the Phillies. Good luck.
I mean, hopefully he's locked in, and hopefully I'm there for that game because this week it's going down. It's
roping, riding her bike.
As a matter of fact, we're not going to be live until after our series. We'll be live the night that our series finishes up, and that day the Phillies and Yankees play an afternoon game. I'm going to be going to the Monday and Tuesday night games, so I'll be sure to try to go live for a little bit while I'm there.
GBAs and Bandit games in Turnersville.
For sure.
I remember I had a modded Xbox 360. That was crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Games were like, I would go buy the games for like $10 a pop. But then I quickly realized, like,
it's a different time period.
Yeah, I said, you know what? I don't want this.
What?
You have to make sure you didn't update it and stuff. Yeah.
Well, now
that's too much work.
Now you have to do that mandatory. Like, now I first get a game, and it took me about an hour before I could actually play Madden because I had to wait for it to upload to the machine.
Takes like 2 days and shit.
It wasn't like it wasn't like when I would just put a game in and I could just play it. Like, when I first put the game in, I had to sit there and wait for it to download, and I'm just sitting there just
Sega Game Gear was ahead of its time. Yes, it was.
Yeah, definitely.
The Sega Game Gear was amazing because Sega Game Gear was basically Genesis handheld.
We
back in the mid-90s.
We definitely have to. I'm just hoping that we get out there like early enough so that I'll be able to do that.
Dreamcast
I don't want to be like rushing to my seat.
You could just
type
burn the
shit.
games to a CD with no mods and they'd work. What? I never knew that.
I forgot about that. I might have known that information at one point.
I only knew a couple people who had a Dreamcast.
I rocked the Royal Rumble.
It's just like that game was good.
It was like Warzone Attitude, like the same kind of like setup as far as the gameplay.
I remember that game was in the arcades.
It was the one that nobody talks about, but it might have been way better than the other two. Like because the ECW one was the drizzling shits.
You know what other video game system? 3DO.
3DO? I don't know about that.
230 Lot M.
230 Lot M.
And the inning's over.
Yeah, I pulled up my work schedule and I saw the Monday and Tuesday blocked off, and I was like, yo, that's right. We're about to play each other. Like, we're already about to be into like August. Like, it's going down right now, bro. The highly anticipated matchup between the Yanks and the Phillies, the greatest rivalry in baseball that people don't even know about, because unless you're a part of the Sandlot Baseball Association group chat, you wouldn't understand. It's big. It's bigger than baseball. It's bigger than baseball at this point.
Anytime someone's in Dreamcast, think of Malibu's also. I got Gamecast. The risk system's too expensive. That system was expensive as hell too.
So we're about 42 minutes in. We went all over. We made a baseball league out of thin air. Details to follow for next summer. It looks like we already got our work ahead of us as far as what we need to set up and what we need to do.
It's definitely happening.
Our due diligence. Tonight's pod is we're doing NFL tiers for running backs and wide receivers. Spinning off of. I'd love to. I hope that everybody is ready early enough for us to, because I'm going to be ready. Like, I am going to be ready. Jersey on.
The game ain't on until like 7 though.
Yes, I want to get there before so I can go drink with my friends. I want to get there as early as possible so that I could experience everything, get some good food in my system, have drinks, because this is a celebration. This is an event. This is Yankees versus Phillies, and I want to be able to get all my drinks in before I even have to sit down. So
if y'all got bars out there, you should go live.
I know we're going to be sitting behind home plate for Monday, I think, and then Tuesday, I have no idea where we're sitting.
Just go live while you're tailgating.
Eventually, at some point or another, I will go live from wherever I'm sitting, and it is going to just be
have everybody cut promos.
And
is Matt going?
I don't know. I don't know how many people actually are. But fun fact, when I go to Citizens Bank this year, the Phillies are 1-3. So hoping the trend continues in that direction, and I end up going to at least one. I'm going to both back-to-back nights. I'm not going to Wednesday because you're going to be sitting under the sun at 12:30 a.m., p.m., and it's going to be hot as shit. But I'm going to the night games, and I'm hoping that we're able to at least split, and I'll be happy. But that we win that following game so that I could, win my bet with Noli too.
Well, so what you want to do? The running back tiers first?
Would you like to start off with that, or would you like to discuss what's going on with the contract situation with the NBA? Knock that out.
Let's go with the contract.
Because,
that's interesting.
For those who are following along, we knew that this would potentially be the last year for TNT to be broadcasting the NBA.
They tried the last second honk out.
And the fact that Amazon would be buying the rights and would be broadcasting basketball games moving forward, which would mean we'd no longer get the absolute best pregame, postgame sports show on TV, which is, Shaq and Chuck and Ernie and Kenny the Jet. So the report came out that Amazon was going to, basically win the day by winning the offer after TNT came out and reportedly matched the offer from Amazon. And then there was a contradicting report that came out from TNT Sports. They released a statement, which our boy Chris was the one to spill the tea in the baseball group chat. And it says as follows: "We have matched the Amazon offer as we have contractual right to do and do not believe the NBA can reject it. In doing so, they are rejecting the many fans who continue to show their unwavering support for our best in-class coverage, delivered through the full combined reach of WBD's video-first distribution platforms, including TNT, home to our 4-decade partnership with the league, and Max, our leading streaming service. We think they have grossly misinterpreted our contractual rights with respect to the 2025-26 season and beyond, and we will take appropriate action. We look forward, however, to another great season of the NBA on TNT and Max, including our iconic Inside the NBA. TNT Sports released this statement after the NBA announced their media rights deal with Amazon. So NBA came out, announced the media rights, and TNT came out maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours
later.
The
strongest wording in this statement, and I quote, "As we have a contractual right to do and do not believe the NBA can reject it." So what is the contract from the previous that allows them to have that? Because they're confident.
I'm going to give him an offer he can't refuse.
You're willing to give a 4 decades, bro.
You got something where you can take it to court, because we all know it's about what you can prove in court. So what do you have?
Yeah.
That you're ready to take legal action against them an hour and a half after they release a statement, the NBA that is, that they are going to be taking the deal with Amazon. There's another part of me that says to myself, why did TNT wait so long to put an offer out?
Well, according to the NBA communications, this is their statement today. Warner Brothers Discovery's most recent proposal did not match the terms of Amazon Prime's video offer, and therefore we have entered into a long-term arrangement with Amazon. Throughout these negotiations, our primary objective has been to maximize the reach and accessibility. Damn, I got a stain on my shirt. Our new arrangement with Amazon supports this goal by complementing the broadcast, cable, streaming packages that are already part of our new Disney and NBC Universal arrangements. All 3 partners have also committed to substantial resources to promote the league and enhance the fan experience. We are grateful to Turner Sports for its award-winning coverage of NBA and look forward to another season of NBA on TNT. Sun don't seem right here. This isn't going to be the end of it.
You think they stay on there longer than the last hurrah potentially?
It's crazy because
there's another lockout, right?
I mean, hey, Tony Khan, good news.
What would happen?
Warner Brothers got money for you now to match your TV deal.
Yeah. But it's interesting to think about, man. Like, TNT, I personally feel like they shouldn't have waited as long to try to match this offer, knowing what was going on. And, Chuck coming out and saying next year is going to be his last year, and that kind of finalizing everything that we think is going to happen. But, I'm pulling for TNT in this situation.
Amazon,
and TNT is definitely trying to pull at the heartstrings
29 minutes
of America.
ago. Let's see how legit this source is before I start. Hi, I'm Jacoby Brian Ortiz. I've been featured on ESPN, ESPN Radio, CBS News, Fox News, CNN, NBA 2K, among others. Follow for the latest NBA news and highlights. Breaking. The NBA has ruled TNT. What was it? This is it. Breaking. Amazon is interested in pursuing the cast of TNT's Inside the NBA after securing the media rights deal with the league.
I don't think they'd be able to get all 4.
I don't think Ernie's going.
I don't think they'd be able to get all 4. So those guys are loyal. Don't forget, they got the March Madness thing going on, too, when that's going on. Mm-hmm. And they're up there with a 4-man panel and breaking shit down.
I could see Shaq and Kenny going.
Yeah, Shaq would probably be like the first one I could see.
Shaq's about his money, bro.
Yeah, Shaq's ready to get paid. There's already probably conversations going on. I would not be surprised at all. But to get the set, to get all 4 of those guys and the chemistry those 4 guys have built, their chemistry rivals 90s Sunday morning Fox pregame, CBS pregame at this point. They're that good. They reached that level. You're sitting in there with James Brown, sorry. You're sitting in there with James Brown, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, and those guys, and you're having a really good time. That's how I feel when I'm watching those guys and their post-game pressers. There's nothing like, catching a late night West Coast game and then having those guys to follow it up and just the ongoing jokes they have going on. And now all the Mets are on the field. There's like 3 different sidebars going on the field. I don't know what the hell
there
is
is.
on there. It was 3 different groups on the field, all Mets just talking. They're all just having 3 separate conversations about what just happened on the field. They got a wild card spot right now, so
Oh, terrible throw.
Anyway.
So what are they saying that he's
Sixers
inside the line?
Sixers moving.
He's out. If they go by rules, he's out.
It talks about New Jersey buying the Philadelphia 76ers.
The Camden Sixers?
Which who the hell knows at this point? Like with that report that we were discussing in the group chat. You imagine with the future of AI and holograms, etc. They have a Kobe Bryant hologram breakdown games.
It could have. Well, listen, don't forget about the Michael Jackson and Tupac performance we got about 5 years ago, or it was like 10 years ago. Remember that?
Don't forget about the Michael Jackson impersonator that walked in on another Michael Jackson impersonator and folded his arms as
remember he was like this.
He acted like it was a tribute to him. Yeah. Yo, you got to be out of your. That's the world that we live in right now.
All
bro.
I typed to you guys was.
You got to be out of your.
Remember
mind.
what I put? I just put mental illness. That's it. I said nothing else. I wrote nothing else. I didn't even share a GIF. Right. I just wrote mental illness.
I tagged Andrew, and then it's like because he had to see it, and I'm just thinking to myself like, yo, this is some shit right here, bro.
Funny as hell.
He was so flattered.
He's just like this.
That somebody was imitating the same guy he's imitating.
He's like,
breaking down his moves, his choreography.
Like he's Michael. And the girl that's with him is like this.
Yeah, that's some shit.
Talk about feeding your ego.
There's definitely some shit, man. But so that's going to be something to follow as far as the NBA goes. The bidding war, the contract war, the courtroom battle that is going to stem from Amazon winning the day.
They're not getting the NBA games. They're just going to go into a courtroom battle and probably get some money.
We wanted no more Amazon Thursday Night Football, and now guess what? They're taking over basketball too.
Well, they signed that sites. What they signed, like a 5-year deal with the NFL?
Yeah, that ain't going anywhere. These streaming sites are taking over football games. Get ready for another playoff game on Peacock Network.
Bro, now there's talking Netflix that this isn't a 1-year only thing with Netflix and the NFL, that it's going to turn into a yearly thing. And now Netflix is interested in getting into the NBA game. Bro. But they're not going to be able to do it right now. So I could see next year some baseball games on Netflix.
It's going to get to the point where Fox is still going to do their 4 p.m. game of the week, but they're not going to do a 1 p.m. game.
Nah, I think you're right, Eric.
Site is going to take
I think their team name and everything will stay the same, but I think that the stadium, Camden's trying to build the stadium for them. Since everywhere in Philly they want to go.
Oh, so there'll be the Philadelphia 76ers playing in Camden.
Like the New York Giants and the New York Jets playing in New Jersey.
Okay, gotcha. Understood. Completely understood. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. And you know what? Good for them. Serves them right. Get ready to go watch.
Well, they're trying to build in Chinatown, and the Chinatown residents ain't having it.
I don't want that.
It's going to mess the flow. It's going to mess the flow of their traffic.
You're not about to.
It's going to mess their businesses because you're going to add a stadium that's going to have restaurants, high class restaurants that people are going to go in and eat, and it's going to hurt the businesses surrounding it.
You're not about to sit here and hurt the business surrounding our area for a team that is going to get eliminated in the first or second round that hasn't won a chip since '83. You're not about to disrupt what we've built to set up shop for a basketball team that can't even get themselves into the Final Four conversation. Not going to happen.
Josh Harris is worried about money, and that's it, bro.
Move the team to
Don't worry,
Camden.
Washington Commander fans are going to find that out sooner than later.
Washington Bullets. Are they, oh, God, what's going on? Are they done too? Like, the NBA is turning into the mall where all the stores are closing down. Where you walk by it, and you're like, oh, what happened to that? Like, I thought that was still up and running.
All that's there are Foot Lockers.
Like
Foot Locker regular, Foot Locker kids.
The mall we went to in Pittsburgh, it was ginormous, and there was only like 7 stores open.
Panera Bread,
That's what the
the
NBA
Chinese
looks
buffet,
like right now.
not even the Hallmark store, the collectible store,
Oh,
and
God.
I only go there just to go to the comic book spot.
The collectible store is the best part of that mall. Like, we went to 2 spots, and I was intrigued by everything that was going on in both those stores. And then 7 stores later, because everything else was empty, we found the next spot.
Yeah.
We eventually found a place to grab something.
I just like going there, grab the comic books, and bounce.
NBA turned into the Hamilton Mall. You had to see this mall in Pittsburgh. It was bad, bro.
Oh, it was terrible.
It kind of makes the mall out here look a little busy.
It made the Hamilton Mall look oof.
Like active. it made NBA adding 4 teams, they said. Well, there's talks about Las Vegas. We've been hearing the rumor and innuendo about Seattle for a couple of years.
That's true.
Bring back the Seattle team. So what are going to be the other 2 teams? Please don't tell me you're going to add another California team.
Ugh.
Like, please. They got like 5, 6. They don't know what to do with them out there.
You got Sacramento. You got the Clippers. You got the Lakers. And you got the Warriors, right?
Bring back. You've got 2 New York teams. Can New Jersey get a team again?
That's possible.
Let Brooklyn keep the Nets, right? You know, New Jersey has all the good history of the Nets anyway. Let Brooklyn keep the Nets and then give New Jersey a basketball team.
How many does Texas have? Just the Rockets?
It's a Sixers
and the Mavericks.
Yes. No, Spurs. They have 3. They have like basically like, you know, they're in that region with Cali where it's like you don't.
Florida has Orlando and Miami.
Yeah. Yep.
So there's potential for there.
Vegas Supersonic, a Buffalo basketball team. Oof, would they do it? That's risky. That's risky business.
That's some dirty work there.
Trying to get the Bills fans to go out and shovel for the basketball team, just for them to catch an L2. Free shoveling just to lose. That's tough. I don't know.
Pittsburgh has been a team also linked.
Okay, makes sense.
I have read that and I have
makes
heard
sense.
that.
Yellow and black basketball team. Yeah, you're right. It's the only one where Pittsburgh does not dabble with. But Pittsburgh for basketball would be like, I don't know, like I don't.
Well, it's weird because they support the Pittsburgh Panthers college.
Yeah, so they go hard for college.
Team.
But
that college basketball team,
everything is so established.
He's seen when we went, there was Panthers shit everywhere.
Yeah, there really is out there. They go hard for them. It was like only second to the Steelers. I was like, what the hell's going on? They definitely go hard for that team. But like. That would make the basketball team like the redheaded stepchild by default because of everything you have to compete with. Like they love the Pirates out there; they're fun.
What the hell would you call them? The Pittsburgh. You have the Steelers, the Pirates, the Penguins.
Bring back Vancouver. Yeah, that's a good one. It can't be the Grizzlies, but you can, bring them back into the fold as far as basketball goes and put a team back out there.
Vancouver Grizzlies.
Maybe have
Orlando Magic.
Maybe have a throwback jersey that's similar to the colors that Vancouver used to wear because they used to have some dope jerseys. I remember that. They'd have the teal, but they also had like a little bit of like a pink color, black with orange, like almost a lot of the same colors that the old school Spurs used to rock. Out there. Just ask the pitcher, are you all right? All right, you're good. You're good, I'm good. No yelling today. We still got some baseball left to play. Yes, it was. I saw a Vancouver throwback in the mall like a year back with Heather, and I stopped and like broke my neck looking at it because I was like, damn, like I remember what that looked like. That was sharp, bro. Like I don't remember a lot of the players on their teams at the time, but I definitely remember the Vancouver jersey.
They just said Yelich might have.
So some good news brought to you by Chris. Christian Yelich may potentially have season-ending back surgery, which could spell disaster for the Bryce Bombers in fantasy, but could also spell, disaster for the Brewers, who, as of right now, are number 1 in the Central. But don't look now, but the St. Louis Cardinals are playing baseball again. You know what I mean? Like they're going on a little bit of a run.
Even the Pirates are going on a run.
So right now, the Central is still kind of up for grabs, and this is a major blow to the Brewers because Christian Yelich was in the middle of a tremendous.
Could you imagine the Harlem
season.
Globetrotters playing basketball with all their shenanigans and tomfoolery?
Just turn the Globetrotters in the NBA. They get a bunch of like fouls and shit. Just blowing the whistle on them. You can't do that. It's traveling. You like cut the shit out. Like this is real. Like this is real life. I have seen the Globetrotters get serious when they need to get serious, but most of the time they're They're playing that same team and they're throwing touchdown passes on them. It was too much. I had a Harlem Globetrotters basketball though. Mikey remembers because we used to play at Cunningham School with the Harlem Globetrotters basketball that I had. What's going on here? Got a sleeper notification. Head coach of the Carolina Panthers. He came out and said, as we build our offense, we really try to feature someone. And for us right now, where's Deontay Johnson at? That's their wide receiver 1. That's the guy that they're featuring in that offense. And as of right now, that is the blanket.
Is that a replay or that just happened right now?
I don't know, but Verdugo. Oh, that's a replay. Thank God. He's just up to bat again, so he might do it a second time. But
I mean, LeBron doesn't get called enough, so maybe they can get away with it too.
You know what? If the Harlem Globetrotters end up becoming like they go into the NBA, then the Brooklyn Nets would end up being the 3rd best New York basketball team to the Globetrotters. So that wouldn't be a good look for Brooklyn because there'd just be more competition for them to have to deal with. It's no different than right now the New York Football Giants right now in the NFL when you've got Buffalo and you've got the Jets. And then you've got what you showed me earlier, the clip of Danny Dimes with the screen pass. That was gold. Bring Harlem as a new team. Get rid of the Nets and get rid of the Nets completely.
Give them
Just
back.
get rid of the Nets. That is the take from Eric, one of our in-house Boston Celtics fans. He said just get rid of the Nets. Give them back to Jersey. But, not for nothing, but the Brooklyn Nets have yet to get further than the New Jersey Nets have. New Jersey Nets have back-to-back finals appearances under their belts. Yes, they lost, but
correct.
They lost to the Lakers and the freaking Spurs, 2 of the greatest teams of that era that they had to go up against both times. But hey, that's a lot better than what Brooklyn has done. Rebuild Nets. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry. He showed me a video earlier. I thought about it, so I came out and just got it out of my system. All right,
that was a hell of a pass for the running back in the flat. Overthrew that bitch by a mile. How do you overthrow a screen pass? Chris
You know what though? Chris is smart, bro. Like he knows, man. Like he knows.
He knew what we were alluding to.
But he knows, like with Danny Dimes, he knows the limitations. He does not sit there and try to defend that bullshit. He doesn't. Other people do, but not him. He sees it. He understands it. He saw it again today with that clip. Okay, let's move forward. You got it, bro. You got it. He's ready to move forward. I'm ready to move forward. New Jersey Nets went further with Todd McCullough, bro, was making the finals appearances going up against Shaq Diesel in 2002, getting destroyed. But still, bro. Still, he was going out there. And then the Nets brought in Dikembe Mutombo.
Watch, that's to throw you off.
Okay, as a little misdirection. And then he'll throw the real pass during the regular season.
That was the equivalent of me at work crumbling up a piece of paper, going Kobe, and completely missing the trash can.
Airballing that shit. Or you just hit somebody next to you, and then you realize I didn't even have to throw the paper at all because it came to this. I could have just placed it in there. I just hit somebody.
All right, guys. Without further ado, here are this year's controversial 2024 NFL season running back tiers. I did not list every single running back in the NFL. I listed the running backs that actually mean something.
I did like a top 25.
I just turned back in. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but whatever it is, I know it's you guys just either overreacting or twisting like you guys do so well.
Just watch the video, bro.
Woo! Listen. The video?
He's gonna blame the running back.
Videos don't.
That's what Giants fans do. They blame the running back, bro. They blame the running back. They've been blaming the same running back for like 6 years now, and it's not gonna change. They're gonna blame the guy that ran the route and not the guy that was throwing the football.
Yo, you know what they say, man? As God-fearing men, they tell you profess it, and it'll come. And
you gotta send it in the Jersey Triad.
And Matt keeps professing it, and he keeps professing it.
Listen, it's going to be
The power of your tongue.
It's going to be a muddy division, the NFC East this year.
Very muddy. It's just going to be real muddy in New Jersey.
10 wins can take that division straight up. That's what I feel about that division this year.
I felt like real quick going on my phone placing an in-game bet, but it's too late now.
What?
On him, home run.
For a bomb?
Yeah.
Well, he hit one earlier. Placing a 2 home run bet on somebody is just crazy.
Yep.
Like I think that's just
so. Whew. My elite category for running backs.
Oh, he went 7 for 12 today in practice. We're just talking about. I think Levis went 11 for 16 or something.
All right, so my elite category for running backs. There's only one running back in that category, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. I have a feeling I might know who it is.
White chocolate, Christian McCaffrey. What he has done for the last couple of years and what he did especially last year was insane. Do I think he can replicate last year? Yes, as long as he's healthy. But I'm worried about the health issue. That's still
the playoffs.
That still worries me. It's always a worrisome factor when you think about Christian McCaffrey. Everybody's always going to have that, will he or won't he?
I'm writing it down right now, Eric.
And the Madden curse is there too. But you can't deny if you have the number 1 overall pick in a traditional fantasy league, you're picking him.
Yeah, are we done doubting CMC now, guys? Is that over? That was a little trend. It was like popular to, avoid him. Oh, he gets hurt. Well, guess what? So do a lot of guys. A lot of guys get hurt.
It's the game.
And there's guys that get hurt and still can come back and get you a lot of fantasy points and win you weeks. Let's move on. There's other guys that get hurt. McCaffrey's out producing everybody. Eric said the Giants are making the playoffs.
My next category is All-Pro. It's one player in here is just based off of respect, historical purposes, even though I don't think he's going to be like he was where he was before. I still think he'll be very effective where he's going to be at.
Like you say, he's passing up on him.
Derrick Henry's in my All-Pro category.
Okay.
Breece Hall's in my All-Pro category.
Breece Hall, yeah.
Jonathan Taylor is in my All-Pro category.
Okay.
I'm putting Bijan Robinson in there because his time is to shine. Like, he already showed. I believe my new OC was too worried about overusing him, and he was trying to feed all these people. That's not going to be the problem now, and you're going to see a guy go for 1,200 yards.
I read Mikey's
10
comment.
touchdowns.
I never said the Panthers were going to win 7 games. They have the potential to do that. I never said they were actually going to win 7 games.
What's next? He's losing touch because he's married now?
If you guys end up getting less wins than the Panthers, then you got some splaining.
He put now in capitals.
I read it already. I read it. I'm not trying to interrupt the tears right now, but
Uncle Paul put anybody would have gotten hurt on the Panthers in remarks to Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
And my last name in the All-Pro category is Kyren Williams.
Okay. Yeah. He's prime.
I think all 5 of these guys are going to be over 1,000 yards. I think Derrick Henry's 1,000 is going to be a tough 1,000. I will say that. I think it's going to be a tough 1,000 because
I think it's more of he's looking at like 23 carries a game
compared
to the 35. I think it's more of a 22 to 23 carries.
We moved on, Mike. Come on.
I didn't say that, Mike. You just want me to say the Giants are going to win more games than they're not. The Giants are going to suck, bro. We got to move on now. We can't make it about the Giants like we did last week.
Would you make that a parlay of money? All 5 of these guys to go over 1,000? I would.
What is it? Derrick Henry, Breece Hall, JT, Kyren Williams, Bijan Robinson. Throw a little 10 on it.
I'm gonna do it Friday.
Thank you, Chris.
And I'm gonna screenshot.
We spend enough time talking about that football team on this podcast. We gotta talk about other things too, bro.
I'm gonna do it Friday, and I'll screenshot it in the group chat if I can. I don't know how DraftKings works with that. I might have to check other betting formats.
You did put in a couple futures.
I did
already, right?
Yes, I did.
What you got for the? It's July. It's hot takes. Like
I got 2 more categories, but real quick, we're gonna segue real quick so I can let people know that Oscar isn't just running his mouth. He actually put money behind it. Disrespectful.
Giants was all last week.
Yeah,
they for a team that's might win 5 games, we give them a lot of airtime on this podcast.
Mikey, are you literally gonna cut a portion of the podcast out so that
he's gonna cut out the part where I said they could potentially win 7? There's no part where I said they're gonna win 7 games. No part.
All right, so
we're talking about the guy that says that we twist all the words around. He's literally gonna try to twist words around.
That was from the other day. Yeah.
Juan Soto bomb.
Yep.
So what are the future bets?
All right, so here's one parlay I did. It was a $2 wager where it'll pay out $72.89 if it happens. A 7-pick parlay. These teams I picked to make the playoffs: the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Miami Dolphins, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Houston Texans. My wild card here: the Chargers, the Cowboys, and the Lions. That's my 7-pick parlay for playoffs. I also did Justin Herbert as comeback player of the year because his odds right now are a plus 4,000. Because quite honestly, I could see him having a better year than Aaron Rodgers. And that's his only real competition for comeback player of the year, in my opinion.
Justin Herbert.
And I wagered $1.50 to win $61.50. And my final bet, I placed $11.50 on the Pittsburgh Steelers to win the AFC North at plus 800 odds, and the payout would be $103.50.
That's pretty spicy. I don't know, I like it. It's a nice little payout for the amount you put down on it.
Why not?
Just in case it happens.
If it happens, I'm going to look like a genius.
A little bit of feelings ball, a little bit of wagering.
Let's never forget who almost had his Super Bowl prediction last year when people thought I was insane for booking the lines that high.
Dan Campbell, man, he's the one that held them back, bro, taking all the chances.
It would have happened.
Your prediction would have came to fruition.
I had the Chiefs still winning. That's why this year when I'm done picking who I'm going to put in the Super Bowl in our picks next month, I'm going to make a parlay. I'm going to make a wager on that because you can still do it.
I like the idea of doing a wager on those running backs and all of them reaching 1,000 yards.
I think we all should do it. Let's win some money.
I'm down. I haven't done any futures yet, but that's definitely one that I'd be keen.
Me and Oscar had the lines.
Yes, that was the Super Bowl pick from.
And they thought we were crazy, Mike.
Money.
Remember the abuse we were taking from Eagles fans?
I liked it.
And from a certain Packers fan?
I liked it.
Who was coming at us talking about the Pack still run the North?
I like.
Well, those same Packers are about to pay a guy $50 million a year to be their quarterback, who's only honestly was good from the second half of the season on. Because the first half of the season, we were all questioning this guy sucks, and all his stats were coming from garbage time.
Let it out. Let it all out of your system. Anthony Richardson cleared for all sorts of contact at training camp. Good news for everybody who does fantasy football.
So my next tier is the Pro Bowlers.
Okay.
Saquon Barkley.
Oh, boy. It's like we try to move on, and then the very next word is just.
I have no choice. I'm not going to sit here and ignore the fact of how explosive he could be in this Eagles offense.
So Saquon Barkley's in your tier 3, right?
Yep.
Oh no, tier 4. This is your tier 4.
1, 2, no, 3. This is 3.
Okay, 3. Okay.
Jahmyr Gibbs, which I think Jahmyr Gibbs could easily go in that second tier, but he's still sharing time with the next guy on the list, Dave Montgomery.
Yep.
Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Etienne, James Cook, and off-season darling on the Money Sports Media, Devin A-Chain.
Devin A-Chain. That's another name. That name's never going to go away in our Dynasty League. Everything is going to be built around the storyline of that trade and how that impacted the league and how it changed everything. As the Mets smack another one out of the park, it is now 7-2 New York Mets. Yankees.
Saquon going to get 1,100 yards, and y'all still going to question him. If he stays healthy, I can see 1,100 plus.
You know what?
In this offense, and they throw the ball back.
You know what, though?
Damn, that was a decent arm.
I forgot to say it in the group chat, and since we're live, I might as well come out and say it now. Are we even surprised that Giants fans are saying these things about this guy? Because since the day he was drafted, there's been a large consensus of Big Blue and the Giants fans who have just been bashing him the entirety of his time with the New York Giants. Let's be honest here. Let's call a spade a spade. A lot of people out there hated the draft pick from the jump, and every time he failed, they couldn't wait to be the first ones to come out and say, you see, this is why you don't draft a running back so high. So
that's what they said every time after the Giants lost.
The same people that are bashing him now, a lot of them were bashing him before. We aren't saying anything that the Eagles fans have been saying the last 6 years, and you're absolutely spot on. But we know that with Philadelphia Eagles fans, they're
once you become a part of Eagle Nation,
it all changes.
It all goes away.
Like, it all absolutely changes.
It never existed.
And now you're good.
It's a woozy. It's a wazy.
For me,
it's not real.
Like when it comes to talking Philly for a minute, like I think the Philadelphia Eagles defense and pass rush is going to be absolute garbage. I think that you're going to be able to run the ball down the Eagles' throats constantly.
I think the Eagles are going to have a good offense, but I don't think they're going to have a good defense.
I think that money that they focused on Saquon Barkley could have been well spent on some defensive pieces when you think about their system and how they like to operate. But that's just my take on the Philadelphia Eagles this year. Don't forget, since you guys are remembering the records that I have for a lot of teams, I did predict on the pod, I think the Eagles end up going 9-8. So you can quote me on that one. Put that one next to the Panthers prediction.
This is Pacheco's third year going into the league, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I think Pacheco could be an all-pro running back in this league.
I think the Eagles are going to be absolute garbage. There's a possibility that they are because of the fact that their head coach is not good at his job. And if that same offense goes out there, they're strictly relying on their talent this year. That's it. Not any type of like real structure.
Kelsey going to probably be Eagles Achilles. We'll see. And in my last category, the solid category. Just they're solid starters you can count on.
You know,
Josh Jacobs, Kenny Walker III, Beer Money Boy legend Joe Mixon,
my boy,
Alvin Kamara, James Conner, DeAndre Swift, and I have both Warren and Harris in the solid category.
And you got some names in there that are some older running backs that could still potentially have a really good season this year. Like Alvin Kamara could come out and ball because, like, Kendre Miller, for everything I'm hearing, like...
You heard what Dennis Allen said, right?
Yeah.
About him? You don't win a roster spot on the training table. Where's he? Not on my list.
When people come out and say stuff like that, I know it's early on. But
and I know there's running backs I left off. I get it. But those are the running backs I see that can have the most success this season for themselves and for their teams. You have, Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, both free agents at the end of the year. They're playing for contracts. You got James Conner, reliable. The Cardinals drafted running back too in the mid-rounds. Alvin Kamara, who's trying to get a contract extension, like we just said. DeAndre Swift joined the Bears. He's got Caleb Williams. He's got Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Adunze, Cole Kmet. That offense is loaded. How much should... Well, Josh Jacobs isn't in my Pro Bowl tier because I'm still nervous about that cat. Because last year he wasn't the same after the Raiders, really used the shit out of him the year prior.
Well, with Josh Jacobs, I think he's going to be good this year. I just don't know for how long.
And I don't know, are the Packers going to go pass happy because they're about to pay a guy $50 million and you got to get your money worth? Because sometimes when you pay a quarterback that kind of money, you want to ignore their skill level set and where they are so far in their career that oh, we got to pass the ball because I just spent all this money.
Do they want to pay him though? Like, do they want to pay him because they have it? Like,
sounds like it's about to happen.
There's a stall going on right now in Green Bay.
Sounds like it's about to happen.
Paid. Jacobs was the top 5 running.
You sure? Because I remember a deadline deal we cut.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Opening old wounds.
I think Josh Jacobs in the Green Bay Packers offense, he's going to do really good. My biggest fear with him, which it kind of sucks, is just one of those things where it's like, what, this guy gets hurt. And for how long is he going to get hurt? You know? I'm hurt right now watching this Yankees-Mets game because the Mets are kicking our ass again. This is going to be a 4-game sweep in total with 2 2-game setups where the Mets have just been putting a beat down on the New York Yankees this year.
Love.
Wild card Mets, that is.
Let's see.
I put – you got Gibbs, you got Barkley. Yeah, you know what? I would put Josh Jacobs in that Pro Bowl tier with Barkley, Gibbs, Montgomery. I agree with Mikey with this one. Looking at those names right there, I think Jacobs deserves to be in the same conversation with those guys.
And here's another thing. Jordan Love's not even practicing. Like, dude, you've only got 1 year starting under your belt. You signed this contract before last season knowing what it entailed.
Yeah.
So those are my running back tiers. I know it's a little controversial. I know it's a little questionable. Some people don't like it.
I think Jacobs has a great year this year. I'm going to draft him.
Oh, of course, I'll draft him.
I'm not going to draft him everywhere. That's one of those things.
But like I said, is running going to be really the sole focus of that team?
I think they're going to run the shit out of that football.
Especially if you pay a guy $50 million.
We still don't know who their wide receiver 1 is. Sometimes it's this guy. Sometimes it's that guy. It's Christian Watson's hamstring okay? So a lot of times they're going to rely on running that rock.
Who's that other guy they got? The kid from out here?
What, the running back?
The wide receiver. I can't think of his name now.
They got Bo Melton. They got Dontavian Wicks.
There you go, Wicks. I think isn't Wicks from out here?
Yeah, they got Romeo Doubs. They got Christian Watson.
To Romeo Dobbs. Listen,
they got Jaden
I bought
Reed.
into that Dobbs bullshit last year and he didn't do nothing.
But the thing is, they're all talented. It's crazy because all those wide receivers are talented. You know they're not going to keep all of them. So some of these kids are going to end up going somewhere else and showing out. Don't be surprised if one of that batch ends up being a Dallas Cowboy down the road. A Christian Watson or a Jaden Reed. Like, it's just Green. You know how Green Bay is. They're not going to keep everybody. They're not going to pay everybody. Some guys are going to walk. They always have the ability to draft wide receiver well. And a team is going to get blessed. Garrett Cole. Mikey? Does Mikey have Garrett Cole?
Mike, you got Garrett Cole? Because if you do, I'll be excited about that today.
I think Mikey has Garrett Cole because he had him. Yeah, he does. Because we were talking about it earlier. If I'm
so
not
exciting.
Because he was getting smacked around today.
Your ERA blasted.
I like the tiers. I think I like it more because I have a better understanding of the tiers or more so a better understanding of how you form your tiers.
Get that ERA down, buddy.
Was it Bryce Bombers 7-5 right now?
Yes, we're winning.
Am I still kicking Noli's ass? Yeah.
Elon, you don't think your boy's going to do well over in Baltimore?
Yeah, I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to do really good, actually. I think he's going to outproduce a lot of running backs per usual. Like, I think that,
My only concern with him is age and injury because he's starting to get banged up.
I think he's on a football team that's going to try to showcase Lamar more as a passer. And it's just the fact that they have a Derrick Henry now where, yes, Baltimore's still going to run the ball a lot, but I can definitely see a scenario where you see Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, and dare I say his name, Rashad Bateman. He might come out and come out and be
Bateman
the wide receiver too. No, I think Bateman's still.
No, he signed that 1-year deal.
Yeah, he's still with them. Overall, Baltimore has a lot of things work. Like, you got to deal with now the stack of Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Derrick Henry, on top of the up and coming Zay Flowers, who could potentially be a top 15. Maybe top 10, dare I say, wide receiver. It's hot take
Mike
July.
Preston's Ravens observations over Rashad Bateman's up and down day today in practice. You dared said his name, and I looked him up.
You know, 1 week in fantasy football, I think it was week 1 or 2. I think it was the year that they went against Miami and had that crazy game with them.
Bro, he was ridiculous.
He had like 2 or 3 touchdowns in that game. Got
He had
like 40 points.
He had 2 bonus plays in 1 game.
Mets are whooping our ass right now. Francisco Lindor with his second home run of the
I
night.
remember somebody had, I think I had Lamar Jackson in that game. But I was playing somebody with Tua, and Tua was going off in that game too. And I lost, and I was pissed.
It was a wild game, yo. That was a wild game. T. Higgins Cole, I'm playing on the franchise tag. This could be my last ride.
It is. He's not coming back.
We saw it coming. That's going to be a big topic for the next offseason is, you see
all the Bengals, they cut their hair and business only now, and yeah, all right, bud. You still don't scare me.
Not even the Slim Shady bleach blonde?
You mean Cody Rhodes?
I knew you were going to bring that up. I knew you couldn't wait to bring that shit up. And then
Rhodes,
when you showed me that picture, I was like, who the hell? Is that Joe Burrow? I could not believe it, dog.
That's your boy.
Go. Start the show. Whoa. Bro. When I saw that,
Cody tweeted and
I
put underneath
Slim Burrow. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, and then Cody tweeted that picture and said, "Finish the story, Joey." The only story you're finishing is missing the playoffs.
Stop it, Oscar. There's a good chance Joey B and the Bengals still make the playoffs. I don't know if they win that division. I think I'm past
Cody Raheem Rhodes.
I think I'm past the point of picking Cincy to win a division. I do like to pick them as a wild card. I haven't made my final decision on the AFC North just yet because that division is very cloudy right now as far
next week is
trying to figure things out.
Next week's fantasy extravaganza week.
So, yeah, and I know I let a ton of spoilers out for the NFC East already. I threw a few things out there for the AFC East, even with our sidebars about Buffalo. And
Michael DeJesus, we're going to need you here next week so that we can have the fantasy expertise in you. It's time to talk some serious fantasy next week, guys.
Hey, I pre-gamed and I got myself my first copy for this year. As far as
every year for the last 3 to 4 years, we have done fantastic when it comes to that. We're giving you our 5 worries, our 5 sleepers, disappointments,
fantasy MVP candidates potentially.
Yep. We do it every year. Some we get right, some we get wrong. Lindor went yard again.
Yep. Yeah, I said that. Let's go. He has 2 home runs today.
Yeah, Mike. So
fantasy football dog.
Tell your boss.
Fantasy football MVPs.
Tell your boss, man, that he needs to schedule you local, bro, so that you can get some sleep, Chico. Because your ass gotta be here, man.
All Money Sports. We need you. We need you for this one. This is a big one. It's a doozy. It's our first deep dive into fantasy football. Talking about our top 5s, potentially having our tiers conversation and how they sort of mesh and what keeps certain players out of certain tiers but automatically puts them in some tiers. Could it be the bonus points? Jalen Waddle? What tier does he fit in? And with that, I segue into what I've got with the wide receiver tiers and my quick breakdown of that. So for this, I've got 5 tiers, and I also didn't put any rookies into my tiers. It's nothing against them.
Mikey, where your Giants tier?
See what they look like. I got the rookies in their own tier potentially, and then that could be a separate discussion as far as who our favorite is. Is it Marvin Harrison? Are we a Malik Neighbors guy?
Yeah, I didn't have any rookie running backs in my stuff because
we tend to keep them out. We tend to keep them out because we
need to see.
We
first.
We are visual on the Money Sports. We like to see the body of work.
It's just like when you have that 1 year of success as a rookie.
Yeah,
we don't want to hurry up and throw you in the echelon of higher.
Marvin Harrison is like in this book right here for fantasy football. He's like the 6th or 7th wide receiver. He's among the top 10, and it's a lot right there. So I didn't want to compromise my tiers list. This is all based on, body of work up to this point, what I see as far as what they're going to do and what their ceiling is for 2024, and a way to also keep myself accountable for all of it. So in tier one, my tier one consists of 5 guys. I don't believe that there right now is truly a wide receiver one, but I believe that each of these 5 guys can be the best wide receiver in football this year. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tyreek Hill, and CeeDee Lamb.
No argument.
That's my Fab 5 right there.
No argument.
And
every single one of them is a wide receiver one, and they are a superstar.
They get peppered with targets
and
on a weekly basis.
And sometimes it doesn't matter who's throwing the ball to them. They're still going to make it happen.
So that's my tier one. I guess you can call that the elite tier. And now we work our way into tier 2. And it's only 3 guys. My tier 2 consists of Devontae Adams, A.J. Brown, and Puka Nacua.
Okay.
That's my tier 2.
Let me get it one more time.
Devontae Adams, A.J. Brown, Puka Nacua. I guess it's like that. I mean,
AJ could be in the first tier.
He
AJ's prolific.
He can be, but I put those other guys ahead of him.
But
just
I don't think he
production
makes. Yeah.
Wise. Tier 2 is the perfect place for him.
I'm surprised you put Puka ahead of Cooper, right?
Yeah. Well, I think that there's going to be somewhat of a passing of the torch, like as far as like production wise. Puka Nacua is he's special, bro. Like Puka Nacua, and
Puka Mania.
The Rams are one of the best football teams at knowing when to move forward at the right time. Like they know he is their shiny new toy, and they are going to treat him as such. The sun is going to set on Kyren Williams eventually. I don't think it's going to be this year. Kyron's going to eat this year. Eventually, his time will, the sun will set on him, and it's to be determined if it's Blake Corum that takes the role or someone else that they draft. They always have they're really good at the next man up, going out there, giving you the production, and just eating in that offense if you're a part of that offense. My tier 3 is a little bit more crowded. This tier,
that was a strike.
I have Garrett Wilson, I have Chris Olave, I have Mike Evans, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Michael Pittman, DK Metcalf, Brandon Ayuk, Cooper Kupp. Any given week, this guy can come out and have the performance of the week. Are they going to do it every week, though? Don't know.
I noticed Deebo Samuel's not on that list.
No, he's not. Not yet, because he is in tier 4. Deebo Samuel is in tier 4. I put Brandon Ayuk ahead of Deebo in tier 3. And in tier 4, I have Deebo Samuel, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, Drake London, DJ Moore, T. Higgins. That's my tier 4 right there.
No arguments.
And then in tier 5,
I get why Diggs is there, because Diggs has slowly had a down.
It's every
since the
year,
second half of
every season.
Honestly, since the second half of the 2022 season, and then all of last season, naturally, it hasn't been there. The production that we're used to isn't there, so I get it.
Nope. And I have him in a tier where, it's like I'm willing to fade you tier. Like I might have you somewhere, but it's like for fantasy purposes, it's like I'm willing to bypass you for another player based on your ADP value being too high for me. In a situation where there's plenty of mouths to feed. I mean, I've got him and Nico in the same tier.
Okay.
Because it can go either way. Any given week, that one of those guys can end up being the one on that football team.
Absolutely.
But you just got to end up playing that carousel with which one it's going to be. Tier 5. In my tier 5, I've got Calvin Ridley, I've got Zay Flowers, I've got Tank Dell, Chris Godwin, George Pickens, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen.
Okay.
Again, a situation where it's like you can get great weeks from these guys, but it's not one of those things where it'll be a weekly occurrence. Like these guys aren't getting 15 targets a football game type deal, They're getting their 6 to 7. They're gonna, make do with what they've got. And then my tier 6 is the rookie tier. It's the tier with the Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, Marvin Harrison,
the rooks.
The guys that we feel good about all these guys this year. But you got with Rome Odunze, his situation where you've got Keenan Allen and DJ Moore on either side of him. How long is it going to take for him to be able to see the light of day? Marvin Harrison in Arizona, does he come out day one and he's automatically the primary target for those guys? Malik Neighbors, does he become the wide receiver 1 for the New York Football Giants? Is he that damn good that he goes out there and he takes over the role immediately and just helps make things a little bit smoother for that side of the football? That's those are my groups.
Sounds like a plan to me.
I used the book I had right here. I used some of my personal opinions were deeply influenced in this. That's why I kind of have Drake London lower than most people would have him. I have Chris Olave probably a tier lower than a lot of people would have him, because to me, I just feel as though you need to keep yourself on the field and keep yourself healthy enough to where your body of work can work you up to the next tier. I do value that portion of the football game. And I give respect where it's due for guys like Devontae Adams, for him to be able to produce at the level he has for so long. That's why, and I think he's a tier ahead of all the guys I have in 3, more consistent than those guys. And again, all the other tiers that we do on this podcast, next season, these guys can work their way up or down the tiers, either way.
Absolutely. Nobody is not, how can I say, not going to get there. Our tiers,
they fluctuate.
The rankings are always available.
Yeah, they fluctuate with the times. We try to keep ourselves,
Where is it?
What are you looking up?
I've got confirmation. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let's look it up real quick. Got confirmation. The surprise is fulfilled. Who's ready to hear it?
Drop it. What do you got? Got some breaking news?
Yes, I do. I just want to see if I can find that picture, man.
Breaking news on On the Money podcast, baby. Debo tier 4 is crazy. You think so?
Saturday, August 3rd will be a special On the Money Sports podcast. A special day, a special time. The time will be finalized before the weekend is over. So next Saturday, August 3rd, On the Money Sports will be live here in the lounge with Cage Fury fighting superstar making his debut. None other than Millville's own Jose Soto will be in studio to talk through with us about the journey that has got him here to this point and his thoughts on the current fight that he will have against Tyree Sutton in Atlantic City on August 16th for Cage Fury fighting that will be taking place in Atlantic City in over 2.5, 3 weeks from now.
On the Money podcast.
Jose Soto will be in studio. The time will be announced before the weekend is over. And it's something I've been working on for over the weekend. And it has come together surprisingly very quickly with help from a couple individuals. This is going to be On the Money Sports' first big interview with a professional athlete, because that's if you're fighting in Atlantic City, you're a professional athlete in my eyes, especially if it's for Cage Fury fighting.
On the Money podcast said that they were going to do their due diligence and get more active in the MMA world, and we're bringing a fighter on the podcast. Best way to possibly do it.
Yeah,
and for him to be able to come on here and give his testimony and sit here and kick it with us for On the Money podcast, have a little bit of
working
fun.
on the finalization of the timing. But the day is set in stone. I'll have more promotion going on for the rest of this week as we get ready for it. Also, that night I am throwing a poker night at the house.
Oh shit!
So it'll be a packed house here, and who cares?
It's gonna be
It'll be a great atmosphere for him. I'm gonna let him know there'll be a couple people. I've already invited Andrew to come over. Something I'm looking forward to, man. It's very important to support local talent.
Absolutely.
The journey that has taken him from, grinding in middle school and high school, and now, with other circumstances that he's dealt with, to get to this point, to get this opportunity, is just amazing. And I feel as though it's something good for our viewers to listen to, and it's good for the kids that are out there that are looking to, dreams do come true.
Yep.
If you put the work in. If you put the work in, you will get rewarded. And I'm looking forward to it. It should be a fun evening.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. That's going to be really cool, man. I'm excited.
So, normally the old Oscar would have been very timid and nervous and like, I don't know if I'm going to do this. No, the time is now.
Yeah, man.
The time is now, and hopefully this is the first of many more interviews of local talent, and hopefully, hey, he'll be welcomed here anytime after that.
Yeah, man. Especially now with football season around the corner. Just talk a little bit of football with us. Not only like what he does, but also some of the interests that he has and who his teams are. We were talking about it for a while, getting people on here to just rep their squads, man. It's a big part of what we do here. Every day in the forum, we've got people repping their squads.
I just seen your little message to the group chat. It wasn't 11 to whatever. I know that much.
What?
Cool story. What was the score of the Phillies game? You know what? Chris? How about I share that clip in the group chat too?
You know what?
Why not?
Yankees lost. Phillies lost. Both teams have only won 2 games since the All-Star break. So it's safe to say that both baseball clubs need to do better. And tonight we're getting smacked around by the Mets, which is always a tough pill to swallow. But all you can do is, thank God we're off tomorrow. We're going to need it because then we got Boston this weekend. And then we're going to Citizens Bank Park. Hopefully that can be the start of our run. This is Danny Dimes. Oh, well, Mikey.
There's a pretty cool story for you too, Chris.
Mikey.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Eric. I know you guys watch fighting.
Video.
I know you guys are more avid fighting fans than we are.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I'm going to be brushing up my homework and talking it up.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be cool, man, to get that actual perspective on here. And all the guys who helped pioneer and push the boxing nights and UFC nights in the On the Money Sports Forum, you want to make sure that you're tapped in, sharing the pod that week, and just getting some exposure, hearing from somebody giving their testimony, a local talent, somebody that, had to go through a lot to get to where they are right now and are about to embark on potentially like that big break. Like, this is it. This is an exciting time period. So let's enjoy that, man. Let's enjoy that. Let's enjoy this final month of the summer. Next week we'll be recapping the firsthand experience at Citizens Bank Park as the Yankees and the Phillies collide to start the week next week. What else do we got on the docket for next week? Fantasy football talk. We're gonna be talking fantasy football.
We're gonna dip our toes.
Hey, man, this guy right here. He reached out, he made the moves, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited to sit back and just to be able to experience a different version of what we do all the time, a different perspective, to be the listener instead of the talker, We've got fantasy talk that we're going to be doing next week. Hopefully Mike D is going to be around for that so we can start breaking down some of our favorite picks, some of the guys that we're avoiding, and, potentially what we're looking forward to most as we officially approach draft season. First draft is less than 3 weeks away. It's already happening. It's starting to go down. Remember, when you're doing your drafts in the All the Money Sports Forum, post your boards in the forum. Post those boards. If you don't want to tell us what place you drafted in, you don't have to. Just post the board and let us compliment your team secretly because of how good you drafted your football team. We love breaking down boards. We love hearing and just let them know what the format is for your league. You running 2 QBs like we do. You're doing 2 flexes like we do in sick picks. You got super flex. You've got a dynasty startup going on. Post those boards. Let's talk fantasy football. It is almost here. We are less than a week and a half away from some football actually happening on TV. Paul, thank you for sticking with us like you always do each and every week, bro, and being one of the main contributors for the podcast and spending your Wednesday nights with us. We appreciate you. Thank you, Chris, that all tuned in to the show tonight. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Matt. Of course, thank you, Mike D, our brother from another. You guys came in. Noli D for having us on while he's sitting there watching the Yankees get their ass beat and talking shit, and the fact that you still have On the Money podcast on and you're following along with us as we move forward. Freddie just tuned in right as we're closing to say that he's down for softball and that the Steelers suck. Mike D, thank you. Love you, buddy. Hope you have a great day tomorrow.
Happy birthday, brother. I hope you enjoyed it.
Happy B-Day jumping, Jay Fizzle. This was for you, buddy. Love you. Can't wait to see you at the draft and hang out.
Gotta get your ass inside
have
here.
A couple seltzers, have a couple cold ones, draft some football teams, and hear you explain to me why everybody in the division sucks except you. most times, though, he's not wrong. So, but yeah, man, excited for next week. You guys be safe, man. I'll see you guys from Citizens Bank Park this week, man.
Till then, see you.